Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Ocean Commitment 3, launched in 250 pieces in 2018. This is a stainless steel mid-size Blancpain 50 Fathoms that's more wearable, beautifully blue, a limited edition, and muted in satin rather than polished steel. Now the timepiece is 40.3 millimeters, which means it's closer to the historic size of the 1950s 50 Fathoms. It's also 13.3 millimeters thick, and if you measure it from lug to lug, it's a compact 46 millimeters across the wrist. The timepiece does feature a spacing between the lugs of 20 millimeters, so though it's a smaller 50 Fathoms, it takes the wonderfully universal 20 millimeter strap size. Now I've partially dismantled this watch so I can take it off its NATO to show you the case back, but you can see roughly how it would fit on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist on or off the NATO. This is a great watch to wear. Thinner than the standard 50-15 or even the bathyscaphe, it slides easily underneath the cuff, and it's compact across the wrist. So if you don't like the size and the brash, boisterous character of the 50-15, this is a little bit more muted, both in its finish and in its size, and it's a great option for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Now let's take a look at the hardware and the software. I mentioned that I was partially dismantling the NATO strap, which is navy blue, so you can see the case back. It's equipped with a simple satin steel pin buckle to match. Now we're going to go to the case back, and as you can see, this is a NATO strap that's underslung, so it adds about 2 millimeters to the thickness when you are wearing it on its NATO band. Let's take a look at the case back. Now this is Blancpain Movement 1151. It's based on the old Frederic Piguet 1150, which is an ultra haute de gamme, hand-finished, thin automatic movement. So let's go through the tech specs. 2 mainspring barrels providing 100 hours of power reserve. It's adjusted in 6, not the chronometer standard 5 positions, but 6. It is a 28 joule movement that beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it has been converted to a free-sprung balance over the years for greater shock resistance, as well as a silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. The movement does feature a quick set and 300-meter water resistance in this case, but it does not feature hacking seconds. That is the sole refinement it lacks. You will appreciate there is a double finished blackened 18-karat winding mass, and note that the Ocean Commitment nomenclature is used on the winding mass. You'll also appreciate individual numbering out of 250, and take a look at the finish on the movement, as there is a lovely mirrored anglage that is big and broad, so broad in fact and bright that you don't need a loop to appreciate it. All screw heads are black polished on their heads with chamfered slot and circumference, and then you can see perfectly aligned Côte de Genève ridged across the bridges with an engine-turned perlage on the base plate. All of the wheels, as well as the regulator assembly, use satin finish, and my favorite part here really is the anglage, which is big, broad, and bright. You don't need a loop to appreciate the watch, though you will enjoy if you so choose. Now, the timepiece features a satin case, and as you can see, it's quite a bit more muted than the polished standard 50-15. It's also thinner by about 2 millimeters. Now the watch features the same 120 click bezel with sapphire cap, but the bezel features a navy blue base. As with the standard watch, the bezel is fully loomed, and the difference here between other sapphire capped bezels and Blancpain is that Blancpain uses a cambered arced crystal that's more expensive to make and gives a wonderful three-dimensional aesthetic, almost like a dewdrop on your watch. The dial of the watch is minimalist, with printed features rather than appliques on the standard model. It's designed to evoke 1950s 50 Fathoms more so than the modern iterations. Simple baton-style hands, and you'll note there's a diamond on both the upper bezel and on the upper dial. You'll also appreciate the Ocean Commitment logo on a blue dial base. The dial is blue. There is a blue monotone date disc. Again, the watch does feature a quick set function for that date, and the timepiece is easy to wear, comfortable, aesthetically distinctive of the 50 Fathoms. You know immediately that you're looking at the icon of Blancpain and what is truly the heir to the original modern dive watch, having beaten the Submariner to market by a few months. Plus, this timepiece is tied to a good cause, as original sales proceeds help to benefit ocean conservation, and I think we can all get behind that. This is the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Ocean Commitment 3. Email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com, for purchase and pricing details. And I'm back with the Ocean Commitment. You can hear the bezel. Bezel action is superb. It also looks great.